Have you ever wondered how top entrepreneurs can close 7 figures or more inside of their virtual events? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. Top entrepreneurs get very good at listening to their audience before, during, and after the event. These tactics and techniques have worked for me, and it'll work for you when you install them inside of your events in your business. So if you want to close 7 figures, let's learn how the pros do it so you can do it too. If we haven't met before, my name is Eileen Wilder, and over the past few years, I've sold millions of dollars from stage in both virtual, live, in-person, any kind of event, you name it. I've become the go-to person for selling high-ticket offers and the go-to person for virtual events. So I've gotten really good at this specific skill set, and I want to pay it forward so you can install it in your business. So if you want to grow faster, if you want more revenue, if you want to get unstuck from sales, let's dive in on how you can close 7 figures from your next virtual event. I love this quote from Oliver Wendell Holmes where he said, "It is the province of knowledge to speak. It is the privilege of wisdom to listen." Step number 1 is pre-event listening. All right, so think about this. Imagine having your event, but not really knowing what your content is going to be. The best way to figure out what you should be talking about in your event is doing this pre-event listening. Here's how we do it. We do what's called an ask campaign. We ask the attendees, the ticket holders, probably those who are coming in free or via a VIP upgraded ticket for like $47. We say, hey, what's your number 1 challenge trying to achieve this result? So think of the result that you want to accomplish for your audience. Maybe it's in the health, the wealth, or the relationship space, and say, what's your number 1 challenge trying to accomplish 6 and 7 figures at your next virtual event? What's your number 1 obstacle, your number 1 challenge? What this does is completely uncover your audience's objections. This is all the stuff, all the head trash that's in their head. They're like, you know why I can't hit 6 and 7 figures? Because my audience isn't big enough. So you're going to start to hit every sort of legitimate question they have, challenge, where they're getting stuck. And this is so valuable because now in your event, you can craft stories, content, and little bits that I like to call them little bits that will help overcome these objections. This will serve your audience at the highest level, and you won't just be teaching a bunch of information and tactics. You'll be actually transforming their mindsets, helping them see finally what's possible. So practically, before your event, this can work so well inside of a Facebook group. In Facebook groups, you can ask questions that people will have to answer before they get accepted into the group. So what we'll do is we'll just say, hey, before you jump into the group, answer this question. What's your number 1 challenge trying to achieve blank? Me and my team look over all of these responses for me and for my VIP day clients, and that's how we'll craft the content, specifically knocking over those objections in the room. Listen when I tell you this, that the number 1 mistake I see entrepreneurs making when they're not making sales is they're over-teaching. They're over-teaching all the cool stuff that they think is so like unicorns and fairies and rainbows and just like they think it's amazing sauce, but the audience, that's not what they're struggling with. The audience has legitimate obstacles in their mind. They need help, like boulders in their way of trying to get the result, and they need assistance lifting up these large boulders out of their path. And that is your privilege and your responsibility, like Oliver Wendell Holmes, is the privilege to listen to them and craft content that will actually help them. All right, so we covered step number 1, which is pre-listening before the event. Then in the event is the second step where you're doing active event listening. So what this looks like is if you can sense the audience having a lot of questions, me or my co-host will ask the audience to pause and open it up for questions. This will work great in your Zoom room because it really creates a flow and a conversation. So what we'll do after a certain section of content, and especially if we sense in the room have you ever felt this where you can just feel people like, wait, what? Or like, how do I do that? Or what does that look like? Or, oh my gosh, that sounds really, really hard. Just pause there and stop and say, hey guys, I would love to hear what questions you have around this content. So that will cause a space for people to feel safe, to go, hey, could you dive deeper into this? Or could you clarify that? Or what is a high ticket offer? I don't even understand what a masterclass is. Like creating opportunity for conversation, why it's just going to help keep removing those boulders for them. So pause for active event listening, okay? The other sniper strategic way we'll do this in a virtual masterclass is sometimes I'll get like kind of bold and ask the audience if they're having an objection. I'll say, hey, like what would be a dream solution for you in this area? Like if you could wave a magic wand and just like have everything you ever wanted where you just like couldn't even believe it was real, like what would that look like for you? And the audience will start telling me in the chat, or I'll have them unmute and they'll say things like, well, you know, Eileen, what would be fire sauce is like somebody to be right next to me hooking this whole thing up, or someone to come to my house and film me in my house, or show me how to have a camera set up in my actual office. There are so many opportunities for people to just tell you, please put this in your offer. Please help me with this. And just asking your audience what would be a dream solution for them will cause them to give you some of your best ideas. This is such a cool way if you're not really sure what to offer. I've even had friends that will have small kind of master classes and they'll just ask this question and they'll just open up a Google Doc and they'll be like, tell me what else, guys. Like I'm just getting great research right now. And I'm kind of thinking myself about offering something like this. Like what else would need to be inside of this workshop or inside of this experience that would make it a no-brainer for you? None of you have to purchase this or buy any of this all right now. I'm just asking like, what would absolutely be legit crazy sauce? You know what I mean? So when you do this, this is called active event listening. And one of the great takeaways I hope you're getting from this is that your content creation and offer creation is best done with friends. It's best done in the room. It's best done with the people who may actually buy it from you. So it won't work the best if you go off into your little work shed, come up with the best and perfect offer, and come up with your like super ninja sauce content that you think is fire sauce and amazing. And then bring it out from your little work shed and like present it to the world. There's no opportunity there, right? For feedback, for the conversation, for the listening to take place. So I know it sounds counterintuitive to go into an event not really knowing your content or even what you may offer, but can you see how it actually works better that way? And can you see how the audience will just tell you what they want? I remember listening to a story from Gary Halbert where he said like, all you need to do is go find a hot market, ask them what they want, and then give it to them. Isn't that good? So I want to encourage you, don't have a perfect event, don't have perfect content, don't have a perfect offer. Just go ask people, hey, what do you want? And then listen. The third step is post-event feedback. So this works great after your masterclass or after your event. In fact, I just read a statistic that 80% of people will consider buying because they feel their feedback is being valued. So think about how the fortunes in the follow-up here, going back to your masterclass attendees or virtual challenge attendees and asking them some questions. So let's do this first. Let's talk to the buyers who bought your program, and then you're going to want to ask, what made you jump in? You know, I love to do this in my masterclasses live. So when people buy their live, I'll bring them on stage and I'll be like, hey, Susie, I saw you just kind of put your deposit down. I saw you secure your seat, Joe. Will you just share with us what caused you to go all in today? Talk to us about what spoke to you, or what are you excited about in the program? Isn't this great? Now, this will cause an opportunity for the new buyer, the prospect who just tipped over into sales, to resell the whole room, okay? Also, extremely valuable feedback for you of what content that you did share that caused this person to buy. So ask the buyers why they dove in. The second kind of feedback you can ask for is great listening skills around people who didn't buy. So many times after events, ourselves or a team member will go follow up with ticket holders that didn't jump in and say, hey, Jim, I saw that you attended the event. I saw that you're not signed up for the workshop. Tell me what caused you to not dive in today, or what caused you to not sign up for November, or what caused you to not jump into January. So inviting feedback, people love to talk back about why they didn't buy. You will uncover all sorts of valuable information. So remember, have a thick skin here, okay? People will be like, well, you know, Jim might go off on how he didn't like XYZ 1, 2, 3 at your event, and just listen for any truth that could be actionable inside of that feedback, right? Now, what you will most often find is people who didn't dive into your opportunity simply weren't ready right then. You will hear people tell you, oh my gosh, the offer sounds amazing. The 10K workshop, the intensive, the mastermind, fire, can't even wait for it. I just have some conflicts that day. People sometimes will be like, I'm getting married on that exact day, or people will just want another opportunity to visit with you again in your virtual masterclass. Many times what we'll do in that follow-up is we're actually still making sales for like future delivery events that we have. So you'll scoop up a lot of sales there, and you'll probably get really encouraged about how valuable your content was and how awesome your offer really is. It just wasn't the right time for that person at that moment. So don't forget to go back and get that valuable feedback. It's kind of pure gold. It's like a little think tank right there happening in the room. They're going to tell you what was good, what was bad, what was awesome. You don't want just those people to leave that virtual event and you not get any of that gold. You know what I'm saying? So really posture yourself as an entrepreneur to be the person that will listen. Listen to your clients, listen to your customers. Another great kind of bonus tip here for those of you watching until the end of this video is sending like forms. We send like feedback forms to our clients after events, before events. What we're trying to do is gain before an event. We're trying to gain what they're most looking forward to so we can see, oh, let's make sure we have that there. And then after an event, what went great for them? What could be improved? So just think about it that everything is learning, everything is fun, and everything is a conversation. So I guarantee if you will listen to your customers and your clients, you will hit those 6 and 7 figure days. If you would like me and my team's help and training crafting your high ticket offer and selling it one to many in a virtual masterclass, check out the link in the description below where you'll get access to my best and free training. I'm cheering you on, and I want to thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.